Pyramid scheme, is it a stokvel or is it a wealth revolution? We only have 25 minutes for this discussion, and I imagine that a lot of you want to know as much detail as possible. Lebo Kumalo is the Triple M representative in South Africa. Mvikiseni Khoza is the manager for Triple M South Africa. Andile Mazwai is the CEO of the National Stokvel Association of South Africa, NASASA. To my three guests, thank you very much for coming through this morning. Appreciate your time very much. So maybe, Lebo, if we can start with you, what is Triple M?
Thank you very much, Mani, for this opportunity. Triple M is a global community of mutual aid fund. So we are a community of people coming together to say, I'm Lebo, I've got 1,000 rands to spare, and then I would like to provide help to somebody out there who is in need of money. So Triple M, it's a platform that allows members to come together and be able to donate money to one another. That's why we say Triple M is not a company, because we don't have a central bank account. We are not an investment, because we don't put money in our account and then we promise you to get growth after a certain period. So we are just a community of mutual aid. We're helping each other with donations.
All right, so when I hear people who call Mvikiseni who say they've made 30, 100, 200, 300% return on this lending, if we're just lending each other, how do they make that money?
So that one is a growth. If you become a member of Triple M, we've got an in-house currency that we call it Mavro. Mavro is the currency that is used by Triple M. That's a growth that we're gaining as members of Triple M. So per day you're getting 1% as a growth.
Okay, but where does it come from? Because let's say, Lebo, if you and I, if I've got 1,000 rand to spare and I'm lending it to you, you're using that 1,000 rand. I'm expecting to get that 1,000 rand back, but I'm getting my money back with interest. So between you and I, where is this interest growing?
All right, let's use the correct word. It's not interest, we call it growth. Because with interest, it means your money is going somewhere to do some work and then it gains interest for you. What happens is our founder, Seju Mavrodi, he is a qualified mathematician. So what he did, he discovered an algorithm that is used by many financial institutions. So when you put in 1,000 rands, you are actually buying an instrument which is called the Mavro, which is the system's currency. So you buy in 1,000 rand, you get 1,000 Mavros. These Mavros, they use the algorithm that is designed by our founder, that is discovered actually by our founder, because he was in the state in parliament in Russia. So the Mavros are what grows at 1% per day. Your money in rands, in terms of rands, they don't grow.
How does the Mavro grow?
So the Mavros grow at 1% a day.
How?
So on the system actually measures your growth. So I would pledge today to provide help of 1,000 rands. And then at 1% a day, I will be able to see the growth. So between Tuesday and Thursday, I'll be able to see how much growth has my Mavros gained.
All right, so let me pause there, Lebo, because I'm just using, my own sensibility. Whether we call it Mavro or whether we call it a rand, this notion of quantity is sitting somewhere and it is growing. How? I still don't understand.
All right, let me ask you, Mani, how does a certain bank offer you 7% per annum? Where does it grow?
All right, so with banks, we'd say, they have investments somewhere. They're using the bulk of the money that they have together. They put them in diversified portfolios, wherever, and that's how they gain an excess of money, which they then pass on to whoever's banking with them. But I see that Andile wants to come in here because clearly, maybe my description or my understanding is too rudimentary. So help me understand, Andile.
All understanding has to be basic. There are only two ways to make money. You either work yourself, and we all know what that is. You get up in the morning and you work and you earn. The other way to earn money is if your money is working for you, if you own something that works. So let's simplify it and say, if you're a farmer, you get up in the morning and you farm and you're working and your labor provides you an income. As a farmer, you also have things. Let's say you are using seeds and you're farming crop. You take these seeds and you put them in the ground. Now, if the rain doesn't come, you've got a problem. If the rains do come and your crops do grow, you've then harvested and you have made something which was not you working. Those are the only two ways of making money. So the question you're asking Triple M is, when people put their seeds in which farm are these seeds being planted? Or is it just a case of the seeds sitting and people eating seeds instead of eating crops? That's the fundamental difference between an investment and a pyramid scheme.
Lebo?
All right. I hear him talking about seeds. What actually happens is you don't plant a seed in the system. I give my seed to Andile. Well, and the system is based on trust and loyalty. So I give Sandile my 1,000 rand with the notion, trusting that when I want it back, I'll be able to get it. So me, I plant a seed through the platform, which is Stoko M. And then the main ideology of Sergio Mavrodi is to actually change what the mindset of what Andile just said now, that you either get money in two ways. We either wake up and work for it, or your money works for you. But if we are to say money is a measure of labor, then those people who are farmers, who are working in factories, who actually wake up at 3 a.m., they will be the richest people in the world right now, instead of the bankers, which are sitting there for 4 hours clicking their laptops, and whereas they're making 100,000 rands per month. So the main ideology of Sergio Mavrodi, our founder, is to change the notion and the mindset of the people to say, you are captive, you are made slaves, to believe that for you to make money, you need to work very hard, to wake up at 3 a.m., to catch a train, to go to a 2-4 hours place where you're working, to be given 2,000 rands a month. So it's all in the mind. It's changing your mindset on how you see the ways of making money.
What about the potential for growth? Because if we are to believe, as Andile would have us believe, that this is bears the classical hallmarks of a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme where the foundational members make a lot of money, but when that threshold is reached or there are no more new recruits, that pipeline of cash runs dry. Are you saying that this system can never end? There will never be a place where the last investors will not get money? You want to come in and Fikiseni?
Yes, on that one, here the risks are very minimal, because Triple M is not a bank. Triple M will never go bankrupt, because here we are helping each other. What we are doing before, we're helping the bankers. Now we are no longer helping bankers now, we're only helping each other, providing help to each other.
All right, Andile?
Iman, let's stay with helping each other. So I'm a farmer and I've got my seeds. Instead of planting them, I'm now going to believe that there's a new way. So I'm going to take my seeds and then give them to a farmer next door. He then takes those seeds and then he gives them to a third farmer. That third farmer then gives the seeds to me. That's where the problem is. We end up eating the seeds. There's no one planting. There is no harvest. Ultimately, if you eat seeds, you will have nothing to eat next season.
And that's where you're saying people will lose their money.
They will lose
I want to
their
bring in some callers. There's so much to get through, so I will ask our callers to be really, really quick. Let's start with Kitisa in Tembisa. Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Well, and you, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm a proud member of Triple M. I've been part of this Triple M from last year, August 31st. I came in with around 60,000. I've made close to 400,000 out of Triple M. I've recruited people. None of the people have lost a single cent to date. We still want one person that can come out and say, I've been part of this Triple M. I've lost this huge amount of Triple M. Triple M, it has come to liberate us. Triple M has come to make us not to be slaves. I understand what the guy is talking about, the seed, but there are many things. Why are we not asking the same question to the guys who are doing insurance, where we are saying that you pay 250, but should the person die, you're going to get a million? Where is that million coming from? That is the same principle that is separating with Triple M, where we are saying that the money is growing within the system. And it was properly designed, the system, in such a way that all of us, we know that we're going to benefit out of it.
Okay, got you, Kitisa. Got you. There are lots of callers, I think, who have a similar story to you. Andile, remember that, because I want you to answer that directly. James in Karankua, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm Radha James going. Yeah, I heard you talking about lending of money, so I just want to clarify that. Triple M is not about lending money. If I donate, it's a donation program. I donate money to a certain individual, and that's it. And when I withdraw, somebody donates to me. It's not lending of money. There's no lending of money in Triple M. We donate each other money out of our own goodwill. So I just want to clarify that. And the previous caller said other things that I wanted to say. Thank you.
All right, James. David in Joburg South, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Welcome.
Triple M, ma'am, they are not investing money. What is happening, they do have a website. When we join, we enter their website, and then when you communicate through the website, and then you must have data. So the data that they are generating money with it, and then you will deposit money for someone, and then the other one will deposit for you when you withdraw the money.
Okay, all right. David, concerns there, or explaining how the money is generated. Cello in Limpopo, good morning.
Hello, man.
Good, and you?
No, there's something that guys are missing. Something is very critical here. As I have an IT background, you know, the moment when you type the word M, certain portion of that data that you buy was automatically converted to, you know, internet money. So there a lot of money is being generated. Like example, if I can give you Vodacom NTA, they are fighting with WhatsApp. They said WhatsApp, they are making money out of them. You understand? It's how the money is generated. Because at the present moment, we are talking about 300 million people that are participating.
All right. Andile, I want you to just respond to Katisa.
Yeah, how does it different? How's it different to insurance? You pay your insurance premium. The insurance company takes that seed, in our example, and will then go and do something with it, like buy a building. A tenant comes in, and the tenant pays rent. And over the course of your life, the rent that is coming in is what the insurance company is then collecting.
That's the harvest you refer to.
That is then the harvest. So that when you claim, the seed has been sown, it has generated, it has harvested, and then you get paid out. Work is being done.
I want to ask, guys, because I think we have a vague understanding of how the scheme actually works, but I don't think we understand fully where, as Andile is saying, that harvest is coming from. So if we're working with, with people who are sharing their money together, what happens when people stop bringing new money to the scheme? But before I get there, I want to ask about reports that we have of the owner, this person that you have mentioned several times, Sergei Mavrodi, and even the currency called the Mavro, who is a convicted Russian criminal, we understand, or these are the reports. I see you smiling, so I think you have a response to that, who has served jail time for fraud, and apparently the Mavro for South Africans who are trading with it currently has been frozen. And apparently GM or Triple M Global announced on its Facebook page at the weekend that this has all been an experiment that has unfortunately failed. How do you deal with the criticisms and very real concerns about the character of the person you regard as your founder?
Okay. Sergio Mavrodi, yes, he is our founder. You've got a history, a background. Triple M started in 1988, 89. And then by then, Triple M has a central bank account. Now I'm talking about the history. So he encountered problem along the way. Triple M was shut down. And then again, he started Triple M. So Triple M has a history. He was fighting for this financial slavery. When you are on the strike fighting for something, now and then people will find out something that you are missing, you are not doing.
So you think he's been vilified deliberately?
Yes.
All right, because he's done something that will change the world from your point of view, and so he's been vilified. So are people's Mavro frozen in South Africa? Has it been frozen?
Let me intervene on that one. Over the weekend or 7 days ago, there was a move between members, moving from one member with one guider to another guider. So they freeze Mavros so that you can move with your Mavros to another man, another guider. So now that process now is done. As from yesterday, the Mavros agree. People are withdrawing, they're getting their money. Okay. So we're aware of that one.
All right, let's take some more calls. Let us go to Kagiso. Good morning in Midrand.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. I'm sorry, I think today I'll be the party pooper. I understand a lot of people are making money, and it's given. South Africa, we have a lot of indebtedness, and when something comes like this, where it gives you hope of, getting out of your situation, people tend to be excited and not, look at the realities of a system. I'll ask a simple question. Vodacom as a business has a lot of stuff which all of us connect through using our cell phones. So just imagine we have 300 million subscribers around the world. What type of a data center do you need to run? What type of servers do you need to run? What type of skill set do you need to have to maintain those servers on a day-to-day? So to also make 50% on top of that. So let's ask, who's running the servers? Where are the servers based? How are those people paid?
Okay, got
Where
you.
does that 30% come from? I mean, this is unrealistic. It is going to definitely crash because somebody's taking money from someone.
All right, Kagiso, thanks for the question. Lebo, you got clearly what he said. How do you respond to that? Who's looking after these servers, maintaining the system?
Our servers are currently in Russia. I've got one question for this caller. How is Facebook and other social media platforms making money? Me creating an account on Facebook, it means the founder, through me, with every click on the platform, is getting something from either my data or from my airtime. It's the similar principle here. You going on YouTube to search for a video, you going on Google as a search engine. I hope listeners do question themselves, how does Google make money? Here's a platform, I can easily download Google Chrome on my phone and just search, but how are they maintaining their staff members? One will say Google is investing somewhere, but our founder is, for now, we are not aware of any investment, hence we say we are not an investment, we are not a company. So our servers are ran in Moscow, Russia. We are in contact with these people, we are personally in contact with these people that are running our servers. It's just a platform that allows people to come together, and with every click that we make on the platform, there is something generated from there.
And then I want to go back to the lines again. Mad, there are lots of people holding on to talk to you.
Yeah, there's something very important about the history of where this company comes from. When it started out, it had a central place. The founder says he's discovered this algorithm. That's a Ponzi scheme. In a Ponzi scheme, you don't know that you're being fed seeds. You think what you're being fed is the harvest, but you're being fed seeds. It was then shut down. It then moved into a pyramid scheme. And the pyramid scheme is different. In a pyramid scheme, when you go in, you know what you have to do. You have to recruit other people who bring their seeds, and then you are all then eating those seeds, which is why it is differentiating itself to say it is no longer a Ponzi scheme, it is now running as a pyramid scheme.
You want to respond to that?
Yeah, I want to respond.
On that one, at Triple M, we are not forced to recruit. At Triple M, your money works for you. So
you don't have to bring anybody else. You just have to bring your money.
You bring your money, and then that's it. You recruit if you want to get bonuses, not for you to get growth.
Okay.
So as a participant, I can have my 1,000 rands, only that, and participate with that only, and not get anyone under me. I'll still get my growth.
Why do you think the police are investigating Triple M now?
There is no investigation. Triple M has no central bank account. No one has been robbed by Triple M. Triple M is a community where we are helping each other. That's
but you do know that
we do know of investigations that have been taking place since September last year, and so now they've handed it over to the Hawks.
Yeah.
And the Hawks have been saying they can't find any grounds because there's no one coming forward to say we have been robbed. We feel that our government is a bit threatened because the money is circulating amongst members and they can't touch it because we are no longer saving in our bank accounts. For example, I resigned from my 9-to-4 job. I took out.
How much money? Do you mind if I ask? How much money
I used to earn 18,000 rands a month. I now make 14,000 rands a week from bonuses alone. This is not from my money.
And this is from you recruiting people.
This is literally right now in Triple M. I'm a guider. I'm a 1K guider. This means I've got over 1,000 people in my structure. Some of them are managers. I'm also a facilitator in the online guider school. So I also teach people how the principles and the ideology. So with getting people that are coming for leadership and guidance, that's how I get some of the leadership bonuses. But other than that, had I not recruited, I was still going to be able to make my growth.
The Russian operation, does that still exist? Are people still making Mavro?
People are still making Mavros.
So nowhere in the world has this failed, and no one has been prejudiced.
It's only global where people. That's why when this broke out in the news, everybody in our community knew about it because it was announced on Sunday, I think. So everybody was aware that they'll be moved from the global platform where they were making 100% on Bitcoins. So the Republic of Bitcoins has been closed, and everybody will be moved to the specific countries where they'll be trading or donating to each other at 30% growth.
Let's go to Gertrude in Joburg South. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes,
Welcome.
you're speaking to Gertrude. I'm a guider here at Triple M, a very proud member of Triple M.
Yeah.
The first thing, I think you asked Lebo, where does Triple M invest their money? So my counter question is that you said banks, they're depositing, they're investing money somewhere else. So I want to know, where is that somewhere else? And we also have to, we look at other things and we forget about the lottery, where one person only will benefit per game. But in Triple M, money is fairly distributed. You get money for what you have put in. And in a pyramid scheme, that is the one that is likely to shut down because there's people on top. But with Triple M, you can put the money as many times as you want, but there's also a limit, which is at the moment is 180,000 rand. If you are an ordinary member and you want to put 250,000 rand, the system won't allow it. So I don't see the system shutting down or crashing. I wouldn't even say anytime soon. I would just say that I don't see the system crashing at all because Triple M is helping a lot of people. Every day we get lots and lots of members joining the scheme. And every day we get people who actually want to put in money. So there's money flowing in every day.
Got you. Just on the question of where banks invest their money, I think Andile explained that about where investments have investment portfolios. That is the conventional way. So I hope that explanation suffices. Kakazi in Boysons, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Well, and you?
I'm okay. I suppose I want to clarify the rumors that are going around about Triple M. As they have explained, Triple M is a community of ordinary people selflessly helping each other. We are just providing help to each other and giving help to each other. The system is mainly pure mathematics, simple mathematics and programming. Whatever amount you decide to pledge, whatever amount you decide to give help on, it grows by 30%.
Kakazi, just a second. So when you pledge the money, do you pledge it online or do you give it to another human being? I mean, transactionally, how does this happen?
You log on into your personal office, your bank office, and then you put the amount that you want to pledge on. And then the system will give you the participant who wants the help of that amount that you have put on.
Okay.
So it's basically members giving help and receiving help from one another.
Is it possible that members default on giving back the money?
No, they do not default. If it happens that a member defaults, the system does have a way of taking care of those members. So you do not lose money in any way.
How does it do that?
If, let's say, for an example, you're supposed to get help of 1,000 rand, and a certain member doesn't deposit the 1,000 rand to you, the system will block that certain member, and it will allocate a new member to you who is also willing.
All right, but I'm asking if somebody gives you the money and you're meant to give it back, how does that happen?
If you have to give money back, the system also allocates a person that you must give money to. It gives the bank details of the person, the telephone number of the person, and their bank account.
No, but how do you get the money back? I don't understand. Okay,
hold on. You get the money back into your bank account. All right. In your personal office, you load all your bank details, you load your numbers, you load everything, and then that's how you get your money.
Thanks, Kakazi in Boyston. Do you want to answer the question of how?
Yes, I think what you don't understand is that you can never withdraw what you don't have on your PO on the system. So if I have 1,000 rands, that's all I can request to get help.
So you have to have the amount that you want.
Yes, you can never. I can never, as Lebo, want to withdraw 100,000 from the system, whereas I've never put in 100,000 rand.
Hold on. So where does that 1,000 rand live? Does it live in your bank account?
It lives on the system. It is captured. So my Mavros will be captured that I have once done a transaction of 1,000 rand where I have deposited to Andile, so my transaction will be there. So I'll have something like a bank statement. So when I click on it, it will show that on the 14th of April, I deposited 1,000 rand. I attached my proof of payment. The receiver confirmed and the transaction was closed. Then I'm credited the amount of Mavros as per the transaction.
All right. Then what happens?
Then when I want help, I click get help. And then I decide from the 1,000 rand or 1,300 rand that's available, how much do I want to get back? And then the system will then match me again with somebody who will deposit to me the same amount as what I want to get back.
I understand it better.
Yes.
And Dile, last word from you.
The reason that pyramid schemes work is because people like money. They like the idea of not having to work. They like the idea of giving up their jobs and then just simply eating other people's seeds. We're eating seeds here. And when there's no harvest, people are going to go hungry.
I'm going to leave it there, but I think that there was enough of an explanation for people to understand. You guys make up your minds. A lot of reaction on Twitter, a lot of reaction on the lines. Maybe again, it's a subject we continue to talk about, but I am out of time. My Mavros, or my airtime Mavros, are done. 12 o'clock, it is time for the Power Updates with Jeremy Maggs and the team. Lebo, Marvis, and Nazo, thank you for being the ultimate partners. To you, our listener, you matter. You are my primary client. Love you lots.
The Power.